Welcome everyone to another session of Crituitous RP. Thank you everyone for joining us again for part 2 of the flashback sequence. While some of our party members are away, we are exploring some historical and campaign setting sessions. Previously, during this flashback sequence, our 4 intrepid adventurers had, three of them had ventured to the little town known as Parnast, whereupon they gained entry into had to find a way to gain entry to a cloud giant stronghold. The entry happened to be through a teleportation circle that was tied to certain religious statues. Rather than trying to figure out the puzzle, they kidnapped a child, and they decided to hold the child of the local, someone that knew the secret. They held this person ransom so that they can get the secret to the portal itself. Successfully doing so, they entered into the Cloud Giant stronghold, whereupon they were met by some of the indigenous creatures of this stronghold, which were Aarakocra and a couple ogres. They had met their 4th party member, which was Herif, who had been locked away inside of a cage in the same room as a gold dragon. The gold dragon, being a fairly clumsy gold dragon, had turned down the offer of helping clear out the rest of the dungeon, the rest of the stronghold with the party, instead deciding to sit in the room where all of the caged griffins would be, in a hope that he would be able to get an extra meal. The party then ventured on, searching through the Cloud Giant stronghold for their 2-part goal. First part being to retrieve a crown that they had been sent to find, which they had been able to discover is definitely on the stronghold somewhere. Second part was to find information that would lead towards the discovery of 4 additional crowns. Now, very quickly after meeting the gold dragon that had been captured and freeing him, the party found themselves within the library. And in the library, they found a book with entries that depicted the 4 remaining... they found a list of 5 crowns, which were actually dragon masks. And the locations listed in this book included 1 being here, which seems to suggest that the dragon masks are the crowns that the players are searching for. But also some of the other locations were, let me double check, I believe the locations were Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Unknown, and Maelstrom. So, the party ended last week inside the library, where they were getting ready to continue venturing out into the rest of the Cloud Giant stronghold. I will let you guys take over. What would you like to do?
So do you think that these masks are the crowns we're looking for? There's 5 of them. It seems like one of them is here. It stands to reason. What do you guys think?
I do not believe in the coincidence. It is very likely that this is what we are looking for.
So it sounds like we do have to go toe-to-toe with the chief of this castle, because she's apparently known for wearing masks.
There must be another way to get it than going head-to-head with a leader of giants. Seems too risky. Oh,
yeah. The dragon said that she wore different masks, so maybe we just have to find where she stores her extras.
Mm-hmm. But then how do we know which mask is the mask that we were here to steal?
It's a good question, man. Well, let's look at that book that we just discovered. Does it have pictures of the masks?
So go ahead and roll an investigation check as whoever it is reading through this book.
I guess I'm kind of bookie.
Okay. All right.
That's a 15.
So you take a look through it. There's no pictures of the masks themselves, but there is descriptions of them. And the one that was housed here looks to be made out of bone. Almost like it's made out of dragon bone itself and shaped into the form of a crown, which sticks up in 3 different points above the head, and 2 bones coming down to a point on either side of the face, almost like long bone sideburns. So this crown sits down on top, covers a little bit of your face, but not much. So the description that you see, that you read, mentions it as a crown and as a mask.
Okay.
I describe that.
Okay.
Thanks. Well, then we should try
All
to
right.
find. We should try to find the hiding spot where she keeps her, or Sansori keeps her masks.
Well, the dragon said that there's stuff up above us, and it seems like this is the dirtier level, the entryway.
Indeed.
The most prized jewels are held closest to the chamber of the owner, in my experience.
Seems reasonable, man. Let's go.
Onward and upward.
So stepping out through the giant
I
door
will
that-
travel ahead in an attempt to scout without drawing attention.
Okay. If you guys are attempting to move through the corridors of this the stronghold, I need you all to roll stealth checks. Okay. 23, a 13, a 10.
10.
Missing
Plus 7.
one level from- There we go. And a
How does Maeva have a plus 10 stealth check? That's
right.
impressive.
So, Herif, you start venturing forward, and you're fairly certain that you're stepping lightly. You're not making too much noise. Your tiny steps compared to the enormity of this entire corridor that you're moving through seem minuscule in comparison. However, Bram, he's got some pretty heavy footfalls, and he is making a lot of noise. The sound of his boots hitting the ground seem to be causing echoes that go throughout the corridor. I need you to roll a perception check for me, Herif, while you're in front.
And that's not great for me.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, Herif, where you're standing, you have a huge giant door in front of you, and then a corridor leading off to the right with another giant door just opposite. You listen out. You know that Bram had made some noise, so you start focusing to try and see, did anyone hear it? What's going on? And you hear 2 things. One, you hear the rushing wind suggesting that in front of you is open sky. To the right, however, you swear you hear snoring. It's very faint from this distance, but you swear you hear something snoring. What do you choose to do?
I would make a hand signal, and my French just turned into some sort of Haitian. Make a hand signal to be quiet to Bram. And yeah, I'll go up to the door. I'll tiptoe up to the door where I think I hear snoring and look through the eye hole, the door, the lock.
The keyhole.
Keyhole. That's
Right.
the word.
So you climb up, put your head up towards the giant keyhole, look through it. From what you can see, The room in front of you is quite empty. It's a large open room, just as the rest of the whole place is just huge. But it seems to be somewhat of a, almost like a recreational room, a social sort of room. There is a very ornate looking carpet, and next to it are some tables which have a couple mugs, plates, some food. The walls are covered in statues and paintings. It looks like a very social kind of room.
I'll just test the door to see if it's locked or if it's not locked. Not to try and push it open, just to see if it's...
Yeah, you just start jiggling the handle a little bit, and it does not appear to be locked. You are able to give it a good little push and feel that the mechanism is working in such a way that you could just twist it and push the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it. Open that door and walk through it.
Okay, so you pull down the handle, give it a good push. As the door opens, you can see the room laid out before you, very much as you saw through the keyhole, kind of like a relaxation kind of room. But now that the door is open, that sound of snoring is much louder, coming from the east. And looking off in that direction, you can see that just off to the eastern side of the room, on the other side of a pillar, you can see another tall door that is closed, a iron wooden door that's just off to the side.
I'll signal to Maeva and have her walk over because I know she's quiet and stealthy.
Howdy.
And Maeva, my pet, I hear the sound of something else coming from behind that other door. You are the quietest and the most able to open doors, and I wanted your opinion if we ought to proceed forward and see what is behind the door, or perhaps lock this one and proceed in another direction.
Do you know what's behind the other door that we passed?
I hear breathing as though something very large is asleep, but it could just be the wind.
Yeah, Maeva, when you get up to the door to talk to him, you can start hearing that snoring as well.
I'm going to look up and around and see if there's any pieces of scaffolding, architecture, or ventilation systems, anything above that one can get their hands on and grapple around.
The room is a very straightforward room, not really any scaffolding. You could potentially hang on to the bricks. It's going to be very difficult because, but since these are giant bricks and giant mortar, you could probably get about an inch of grip on each of the bricks to be able to climb if you wanted to do that. Otherwise, looking around the room, the only other things to notice on the walls are that just in front of you to the top left, and then far to the top right, you see two enormous arrow slits. Like large enough for you guys to easily get in and out of, but they would hinder your passage going around the left.
Well, my friend, as far as professionalism goes, this does seem like a stealth mission, and so I'm considering simply... usually the point of a stealth mission is to not leave a trail of bodies behind for people to raise the alarm and come running after you. So it seems to me like we have to get past whoever this is, but we have to be considerate about the louder of our fellows. So it's really risky, but I might be able to sneak up on him and then like put some pillows around his head or something to make it so that he can't hear.
I agree that this stealth is better. Let us close this door and investigate the other. Perhaps there is a way to work around, circumnavigate the situation.
Don't you have... Remind me again, what is it that you have?
Oui, I have my boots of spider climbing.
That's it.
I can walk up walls and ceilings.
Do we have some? We got some rope. If the upper tier is not too far away, we might be able to do something about that. We could just go via the outside. And
Is there a
inside.
window? Is there a window in this room?
There are 2 enormous arrow slits.
If we have the rope, I could potentially climb the outside and go upstairs. But I will say that's how I initially came into the castle, and I was apprehended a short time later.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're going back to check the other door, I think.
Okay.
So we'll close this one, and I'll let Maeva do that because she's super stealth.
So you're going to pull on this heavy door, close it again. Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check as you're attempting to close a giant door quietly.
No problem.
No problem at all. You make a point of being able to fit your hand in such a way in the lock that the actual bar doesn't slam shut when you pull the door closed. It shifts closed. You feel fairly secure that nothing has been awoken. You can even still hear now a little bit of the snoring in the distance.
Okay, so quietly we'll move back over here and I'll let the other guys know what the plan is. Motion them forward to this door.
So are you going to go check out that door, or are you waiting for everyone to get up close to you?
I'm waiting for everyone to join me, yes.
Okay.
And maybe someone with a little bit more brawn can perform the actual act. Right?
It looks like we might have dropped Steven.
Oh.
Yes, Stephen looks frozen. Oh, and he's not even in Roll20 anymore. It's not good. I will pull him along just until he's ready. All right. Hopefully he comes back soon. Get him back on the line. All right. So you have before you another large door, and the sound on the other side of the door seems to be the sound of rushing winds and open air. Who's doing what?
So I'm standing there like this.
Okay, well, I guess I'll attempt to push the giant door open quietly.
Okay. So you give it a push, and it won't open. This is a locked door.
Maeva doesn't realize that, and she just thinks she's hecka weak, so she's just, her boots are getting no traction on the ground. She's like, "Gug-gug-gug-gug." It's not working.
What are you doing, man? Did you try to unlock it?
Oh, right. All right, so let's see if I can do that.
You're going to pull out your giant thieves' tools.
Yeah. I just
Okay.
use my arms and my hands when it comes to the giant
Go ahead and
stuff.
roll the thieves' tools. Check. Right. So it takes a while for you to really get just enough power to be able to push it, but you do manage to unlock it. But when it unlocks with a nice, loud click.
Everybody, get around the corner, quick! Everybody hide! Bram, come on!
I will run
Corner.
up onto the ceiling right above the door so that when it opens, is there any clearance between the top of the door and the top of the ceiling?
Good 5 foot.
I'm going to Spider-Man style, like right above the door, just like flat against the ceiling, because no one ever looks up.
Okay.
I actually didn't notice that I had flying boots last week, and I will be joining up at the top of the roof, or top of the door, flying up there with my flying boots.
Okay. So the two of you go right up into the ceiling, ready and waiting.
And I'm going to look right at him and go,
The door was unlocked. However, with the weight of it, it doesn't open. And you guys sit there waiting for a tense moment. Nothing happens. Whatever may have happened has... Whatever scared you may or may not have happened. So...
I'll open the door then. But from the wall. I'm still standing on the wall. I just open it. Like I walk down to where the handle is.
Upside down on the wall, you push the door open. It shifts, revealing the outside, an outside layer of this particular stronghold. What you can see is in a huge open courtyard with 2 layers to it. The open air above you and a balcony that rings this huge semicircle that's in front of you. On the first layer, which is your layer, you can see 3 ginormous ballistae, all pointed out of arrow slits. So these 3 ginormous ballistae. No one is manning them right now. However, make a perception check. Particularly those that are at the door. Okay, so Mong, you're able to notice this before Herif is.
There's a reason Herif got caught when he first came here. He's not the most perceptive guy in the world.
Up on the second layer, so the balcony above, that's probably about 30 foot above you, you can see 3 cloud giants, all stood guard, looking out, and then after a couple minutes, they all look in, switch positions, they rotate around, and then they spend time looking out.
Okay. I'm going to whisper to Herif. Oh, wait, so Herif, you said he saw it after I did, so he already saw it there?
So it takes a while. Herif finally
Okay.
sees that there are cloud giants up there, but he doesn't see them moving or taking some form of pattern.
Right. I'm going to nudge Herif and just point out, check out up there. See him moving there, keeping an eye out. Not looking down here, though, so I think we can pass relatively safely underneath. I'm going to fly out just a little bit further to see if I can get a sight around this corner where we can't see.
Okay. So you start moving away.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check now that you've entered
Stealth,
into the
yeah.
same room as these 3 giants.
All right.
A natural 20
Yeah.
stealth check. The
Oh,
way
I
in
should have
which
been more
the
ambitious.
boots of your boots are flying just
Mhm.
keeps you silent throughout. You're barely moving as you're floating into the room. You immediately
Let's go.
look to the left. You're used to checking your corners as you enter a new room. You look to the left and you see 3 huge staircases all making their way back upstairs into the stronghold proper. Again, these 3 staircases, though they appear to be heading in alternate directions, do more or less look the same, and it looks like they might come back around to the same sorts of locations.
Let's see. Before I go back to tell them what I see, I'm going to, and this could be a very stupid decision, scope out just up to see what I can find at the top of the stairs, just enough to like peek my head around the corner and see what's going on up there.
All right, which staircase are you heading up?
The center.
Middle or bottom? The center one. Okay. You go straight up this center one, and if looking at the comparison, this would be like the grand staircase that leads up, and about 30 foot along the steps, you see this beautiful ornate door. It's covered in gold filigree that all depicts various giants in like strong looking poses. There's one that's muscles are flexing in various different directions, and it's very grandiose looking.
Okay. Is there anything else to the sides that I can see, or is that really all that this leads to?
Just a huge door.
Okay. So I'm going to head back down.
Hey, Steven.
And yeah.
I missed your pretty face.
Oh, yeah. Can you see me now?
No.
Nope.
No?
Okay. So while you're flying around, these giants are terribly imperceptive.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm going to check up the back for the furthest most stairs now. Let me know if you ever need a new stealth check at some point.
You should be fine for a while. When the next shift of positions goes, you might have to hide. But all right, you follow this spiral staircase, and it works the same way as similar as the other staircase. It's just but this time it's a spiral that leads up to another door. This one, much less ornate, very simple iron-bound door. You don't really see much.
Okay. Now I'm going to go check the last staircase.
Okay. As you're flying across this middle one, you across again towards the last staircase, you see once again they all turn inside.
I don't like that look in your eye.
Neither do I.
You see that one of them catches you, looks past you, then double takes towards you.
I bolt.
He hasn't
if I
alerted
can.
anyone else, but he's looking towards you, almost confused.
Well,
What do? You're currently flying in midair at the base of this staircase, and this cloud giant is staring right at you. What do?
let's see. I think I'm going to just try to duck out quickly, and hopefully he'll think he saw something, and he just did not see a small human man floating in the air right then, and it was just, he's going crazy.
Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw to see how good your reflexes are.
Of course.
See how that goes. Okay. You dash up the stairs or around the corner out of the door. What do?
Oh, shoot. I'm going to go... Wait, when you say up the stairs or around the corner towards there, you mean back where I came from or back further up?
Are you dashing back through the door where everyone else is, or up the staircase that you were trying to investigate?
I'm going back down to where everybody else was.
Okay. So...
Lead them right to us, you traitor.
All right. So you run around the corner. You hide through the open doorway. The giant that saw you was the one in the middle. As he's making his shift to the one next to him, he stops him, talks for a little bit, very quietly, points in that direction. You see them both looking a little confused. And then that giant that had saw you starts walking past the post that you would expect him to move to, out off of the balcony, into what must be some door that's up on that second layer. But the one that he spoke to has his eyes trained on that doorway.
All right. Well, so I come on back to the group. I land on the ground, no longer flying. All right, so I checked ahead, and in that room, there's nobody really in there, but there are 3 flights of stairs. Middle one leads to a very big ornate door, and I think that's probably where we got to go. Bottom flight of stairs leads to another door, not as fancy. Could have some good stuff in there for us, but I don't imagine that's where they're going to keep their priceless crowns. First flight of stairs, and I apologize profusely for this, and will flog myself intently when we get back to the base.
Steven, I don't hear you anymore.
Yeah. a second, I thought I was muted again.
Gee, I hope there wasn't anything important he wanted to tell us.
As Monk just falls down dead with a giant spear in his back, everyone roll initiative.
No.
All right. So he warns you that he didn't get to check out the last door.
Yeah. Sorry about this internet, by the way. Out of character. Just have no idea what's happening here. But it's awful.
I know the
We
feeling.
raised him.
So you are warning them that a cloud giant may be coming down to investigate.
And which door did you say that was the one that we wanted?
I don't know what the hell's happening.
Before
Lay a trap. Everyone, right back to the library. I'm running back to the library.
Are you having these problems?
No.
Okay.
so you guys are running away.
Laying a trap. Presumably someone's going to come investigate, and I don't want 3 storm giants showing up. But if we can get one guy and jump from behind, that'd be good. So hopefully he comes through and like looks in a little bit, and we can attract him into the library and then murder him.
I will
Okay.
hide in this
Can we lead-
shrubbery.
Can we lead him to the dragon?
It's up to you what you do with him.
And I'd just like to say that we bravely ran away.
So Robin bravely fled. Da-da-da-da.
Herif, is the door to the library, the one that's right next to you, open?
It is open, but like before, I am on the ceiling right above it. So someone's going to walk in, and I can drop down from above onto their head.
Okay. So a few moments later, you hear heavy booted footsteps moving. He stops for a second. You may be able to see from your vantage point that he stops in the corridor, looks immediately to his left, sees that the door is closed, and continues walking on. He makes his way to the end of the corridor and immediately notices the library is open. Stupid little cloud giants are going to investigate. I'd like everyone inside that room to make stealth checks. As Mong is hiding behind a bookcase, Maeva is hiding in a tree, and Bram, you hiding behind a pillar or a barrel.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Kagabale, and Herif is, I imagine, stood straight up, but his feet on the ceiling.
I'm imagining it's more like he's got his feet on the ceiling, but his back is also on the ceiling. Does that make sense? So imagine if someone were laying down, but on the ceiling, and he's got a short sword out, so he can drop and go stabby stab.
Dude's got amazing abs.
Super abs.
Especially since your feet are the only things with the glue.
No, I mean it's just his feet on the ground, and the rest of it's just his legs and torso curled up.
Nice. Limbo style.
Precisely.
So this giant stepping in to investigate does not notice any of you at all. In fact, he just... He will walk past you, Herif. Do you drop as soon as he passes you, or do you wait until...
No, seeing that he doesn't notice us, I wait till he's inside, and then I close the door, and everybody drops on him at once, behind closed doors.
Okay, go ahead and do an athletics check for me. Just because the angle
Are you
you're
sure
at...
you wouldn't rather have an acrobatics check?
There is no way you could use acrobatics to close a door.
Oh, 19! Ooh. Roll
All right.
19, 0 bonus.
With a huge thud, the door shuts. The giant turns around, looks up, sees you stood there. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Do we get a surprise round on him?
Everyone that didn't just draw his attention, yes.
Okay, fair enough.
We are so good at stealth missions.
Super sneak.
Too badly on this one. Okay. Just FYI, just as a warning, turning on the battle music.
Bum, 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 bum.
Can- How's that sound, guys?
I do not hear it.
Okay. Can't hear anything. I won't figure out how to get it to work later. Now, do it later. So, I am missing Maeve. Are you choosing not to get involved in the combat?
I rolled a 24. It's not set up with my token, so I have
Oh.
to roll it from the sheet every time.
Yeah.
Bad right there, though. It's 24.
Figure out why. Okay. So, Maeva, Bram, and Mong, you will each get a surprise round. Well, not a surprise round, but in this first round of combat, the Cloud Giant and Herif cannot act. So, top of the round, Maeva, you're in bushes. In the jungle of this plant, you can see that the Cloud Giant has focused his attention on Herif, who's above the doorway. What are you going to do?
I'm going to take the cue and whip out my short bow and use that. And since I am hidden, I get advantage, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's... There you go.
Okay, unfortunately, the shot goes wide. The 11 is not going to hit.
And sneak attack is simply extra damage, right? The hit has to land
Extra
first.
damage. If you hit, you can use it once per turn, and only if you have advantage. No, not. Yeah, have advantage on the attack, or you have an ally next to the enemy.
Okay, so it has to hit, though.
Has to hit.
Okay, so is it possible, it's going to be kind of dumb, but it's for mechanics' sake, is it possible to move 5 feet after that and then hide again in the same bush?
Yep, it's
Alright.
perfectly possible.
Great.
So go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Well, that's not going to work.
You fire the shot this time comparatively to the giant, and like viewing this from the giant's standpoint, a tiny little arrow flies out of the bush. Then a second later, a branch snaps and Maeva falls out of the tree.
Oof.
Floor.
I still
just
do it
want
with
to-
style.
To remind Maeva that she has advantages and lucks.
I know, but this is one
That's
cloud
true.
giant, and we're bound to come up on a room full of them soon, so I'm going to save him for now.
So Bram, hiding behind this enormous barrel of what could only be ale. What are you doing?
I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere, and I'm going to drop that in the 5-foot square that I am marking here.
In there. Is that right?
One more over.
Okay.
There you go. And I will use my bonus action to change into a brown bear.
Okay. So you should have the brown bear character sheet set up and ready. And for those that were watching last week, we realized there was a mistake being made. And so that has been rectified by the presence of the brown bear.
And then I will use my movement to close the distance to be all up on the giant.
Okay. So
And end my turn.
you run up and get up against the giant. Lastly, for the surprise round, Mong.
Right. First things first, I'm going to mark him with a hunter's mark. So he is now my quarry. So an extra d6 damage. I'm going to pull out my bow, and I'm going to use take the -5 to my roll to add 10 to the damage. I don't think that's going to do it automatically, so we'll just have to, I guess, keep it in mind.
We'll remember that. Okay, so go ahead and fire your shot, a sharpshooter shot. So -5 is a 24. I think that's going to hit,
So close, too. Just right in there. All right. So it's... And then plus another 1d6, because he is...
And an extra 10 damage. So that's 21 points of piercing damage from the shot as your arrow embeds itself deep into the neck of the giant, plus an extra 4 points for Hunter's Mark. He screams in pain from that. Anything else from you, Mom?
Can I now try to run and hide under this table?
Yes, you can.
All right. So I'm going to move here, and I'll roll a stealth.
No, actually, not quite.
Sorry. Yeah.
You used your bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark. You used
You're
your
right,
action
so...
to make an attack. So you don't quite have the actions to be able to actually hide.
Then I'll stay put.
All right.
Keep him spread more out more.
Okay. Then back up to the top of the round. Maeva, now on the floor next to the plant.
I'll be getting up.
Okay.
First of all, then I will do another attack with my short bow. There you go. And then
That'll hit.
because Bram has it's not Bram. It is Bram. He is 5 feet away. I will sneak attack.
Sneak attack.
Yep. And then I'm gonna hide again in the bush.
Okay. So roll me a stealth check.
There you go.
All right.
That.
This time you almost roll into the potted plant, and you hide amongst the branches, trees. All right. Herif, now able to act.
Okay. Haven't played a monk before, so I hope this works out. So Herif's going to run over and then drop on the guy's head and go stabby stab in the neck. Question. So I want to use Stunning Strike on that attack. And then I get extra attack as well. So can I do Stunning Strike and Flurry of Blows and extra attack? So I should get 3?
So Flurry of Blows is a case of when you use a melee attack to hit, you spend a key point to do...
Right.
How many additional attacks? Just the 1 or 3?
Immediately after you take the attack action, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
2 unarmed strikes.
So stab him once and then kick him twice in the head.
Yeah. Now, you have the extra attack feat, correct?
I do. That's something you get. All monks get at 5th level.
Yeah. So you have 2 attacks plus a bonus action of 2 more attacks if you choose to use Flurry of Blows.
Okay, so I can Stunning Strike, normal attack, and Flurry of Blows.
Yes.
Can do Stunning Strike and Flurry of Blows stack? Because Stunning Strike is an attack. So could I use Flurry of Blows twice with my extra action so I can attack twice and do 2 Flurry of Blows? Meaning I hit him 6 times.
No.
Okay, that's where I was a little uncertain.
Your Stunning Strike as a monk. Let's pull up the stuff about monks.
Page 79 of the player's book for everyone following along at home.
Where is Stunning Strike? Can't remember where it is.
When you hit another creature with a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 key point to attempt a Stunning Strike. So I guess you do the attack, you have to hit, and then you can choose to spend a key point to try and stun. Which, if that's the case, they have to make a Constitution saving throw or be stunned. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess, all right, so let's just see if I hit him first. That's the real question.
So with a 15, since you have advantage because the bear is on the other side, you do hit.
All right. So I do hit him, and I'm going to use a key point to do Stunning Strike, so he needs to make a saving throw or be stunned. And my saving throw is 8 plus my proficiency bonus plus wisdom, which is 8 plus 3 plus 2, so 13.
Constitution, you say?
Constitution.
He succeeds.
Ooh, there's a waste of a key point. And then I'm going to use Stunning Strike. Not Stunning Strike. I'm going to use Flurry of Blows. Immediately after you take the attack action, you can spend a key point for 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Still got 1 more attack as part of your attack action.
Right,
take
I'll get there. Okay, I'll stab him with my short sword again.
Okay. With advantage, you do hit once again.
And then I unarmed strike him twice.
Both solid shots. As the top, I'm imagining you're on his shoulder, just
Yeah, pretty much.
away at his head. Right.
And then I don't get to take flurry of blows off of the extra attack, correct?
No.
All right. In that case, I think I'm done because I've done my bonus and my action. So I guess I'm done.
Well, it is the Cloud Giant's turn, and in a scream of anger, he will pull out his Morning Star off of his back and swing at the tiny little monk. So, first
I'm on his back. Doesn't that mean he'll hit himself if he succeeds?
Right, yeah, because you're on top of him. All right, then never mind. He will turn around and focus on the bear. That's an awkward shot to hit. It's going to swing. That's a 20 to hit the bear.
Hits.
Okay, the bear takes... Okay, 22 points of piercing damage from the Morning Star. And then as he pulls the Morning Star out of your flesh, comes down for one more. Wow. This time with a 23 to hit you.
Hits.
Okay. This time it is 16 points of piercing damage.
All right, so that drops me back into Bram form.
Mm-hmm. And you have a leftover 4 points of damage?
Yeah.
I believe. Okay.
So I'm back into person form, and I have to do 2 concentration checks to see if my flaming sphere stays up.
Okay.
Saving.
Con saves. So on the first one, it failed. The DC would have been 13, I think, 12 or 13. So you failed on the first one.
Yep, second one didn't matter.
Unless you have anything that adjusts it.
Nope.
Okay. Then at the end of his turn, you see this cloud giant suddenly disappear in a puff of smoke and reappear 30 feet away.
Well, that's not
In a
good.
familiar Misty Step kind of action. Bram, back in your human form, what do you do?
Say, hey man, that's cheating. And I will use Conjure Animal to bring in Cave Bear and drop that next to the fleeing giant. Let's say right here. Between him and the door.
Now, when he moved, am I still on top of him? Do I need to move my token over there?
You would have dropped because with the Misty Step, he disappears. You would drop to the ground.
All right.
You should have full control over the cave bear.
Okay, so with Conjure Animals, he gets his own initiative. Character sheet. Oh, you got it. Okay. All right, and I yell out to the. I don't yell. I say very calmly, Say, hey, bear, kill that giant.
Hey, bear.
And with my movement, I will head towards the end of this table and end my turn.
All right. So running down to the end of the table, Mong, this giant just suddenly, poof, appeared right in front of you.
Yeah, that was not very nice of him. I'm going to take out my sword and engage in melee combat with this big old monster of a thing. Let's see. And I'm going to slash at it with my sword. And he still would be my quarry for this.
Okay. Yes, he is. So you
Yeah.
still have. Okay, so the 18 will hit.
Great. So I'll roll my extra d6. Great.
As you guys are pummeling him and just slashing away at him, he is starting to look quite bloodied now.
Good.
Blood is starting to drip from the various wounds that seem to be centered around either his neck or his ankle. One of the two. Anything else?
Oh, I noticed I have the extra attack feat. I didn't see that before.
Yes.
So I can attack one more time.
Go ahead and take another attack.
All right, cool. I wish I had noticed that earlier. Oh, I missed. Okay. Fair enough.
The thrill of the moment of being able to attack a second time just threw you off balance.
Just too excited. There's a bear here, and I'm swinging my sword, and didn't work. Yeah.
So, speak of the bear. Cave bear, what would you like to do? Okay, go ahead and roll the bite attack. Oh, I made them quiet. I shouldn't have done that. All right, so they are whispered. I'll just read them out. So the bite attack was, well, actually, quick thing. Cave bears don't have multi-attack.
Well, all right then.
It's either bite or claw. Which one are you going for?
Oh, the bite.
Okay, so you chomp down on his flesh with a 20 to hit. So it does definitely hit, dealing 13 points of piercing damage.
I am biting his ankles.
Okay, so cutting away at those ankles. Never whisper the rolls. Okay, cool. So that won't be quiet again. So, anything else from the cave bear? He's made his attack. Is he going to move, do anything else at all? Okay. Maeva.
All right, let's take a shot.
It hits.
Cool. Nice.
Nice.
And then I'm going to use all of my movement to get over to this barrel. And how tall is that barrel?
Compared to you, about 10 foot tall.
Easy peasy. I'm going to climb it. I'm going to be there, kind of like looking over the table at the giant. And that's where I'll be.
And then Herif.
Herif, using his marvelous acrobatics, is going to run up on the table, run across the table, and a flying leap with his short sword and try to bury it into his chest. Because it looks like he's just wearing a flimsy little vest there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an acrobatics. Let's see how glorious that is.
Oh,
Very glorious.
Very glorious.
All right, so you run up. You're barely even touching the floor as you do. As you take your steps, you leap. The sword embeds itself. Go ahead and make your attack.
Well, no, you did say it embedded itself. So
It's on the record.
Well, you have advantage from the attack, so
Woo.
that's 9 points of piercing damage. As the blade sticks into one of his pecs.
Extra attack again. And then, why not? I'm going to flurry of blows to kick him a couple times. Because presumably I'm at his chest level stabbing. I'm going to kick him in the crotch twice. Because that's where my feet are dangling, thereabouts.
Okay. So the first kick doesn't hit, but the second one does manage to knock into him. He's looking quite beat up now.
And I guess I'm done.
Okay. It is his turn. The Cloud Giant gets to react. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to reach down and attempt to grab one of the medium creatures next to him. A roll of a 1 will be Mung. A roll of a 2 will be Herif.
Oh, thank goodness.
I got a 2. All right. So he reaches down to grab hold of Herif and fling you across the room. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. All right. You're fine.
That's my best stat.
So that wasn't... You did well on that. All right. Then ending his turn, he's actually going to use... What else has he got? The only other option he has is to Misty Step one more time, 30 feet away, but now you see he pops out, pops towards the door. He is running.
Is that Misty Step by chance? I didn't ask this the first time. Is that a spell by chance?
Yes, it is.
Because my Mage Slayer says when a creature within 5 feet of you casts a spell, I can use a reaction to make a melee weapon attack. And if it's concentration, he has disadvantage to maintain concentration. But if it is a magic thing, I should be able to attack him once.
Yep, so go ahead and make a melee attack against him. Okay, so that will hit. You'll deal an extra 9 points of damage. You don't stop him from making the attack, do you?
Only if there's a concentration component, then he has disadvantage on the maintaining concentration. But otherwise, he casts it just fine.
Not a concentration. He casts the Misty Step. It puts him next to the door. He's going to, instead of move, he's just going to try and get ready to dart out of the door as soon as he can open it. Because the door's closed. Bram.
Say, hey man, just chill out. There's no need to go warning your friends. And I approach him calmly. And as I am approaching him calmly, I will bonus action Shillelagh.
Did you say that in... Are you saying that in giant or just common?
Just common. And as I walk up to him, just chill out, man, and I slam him with the club.
All right. Your club starts to glow green as you whack. Go ahead and roll the damage. A solid 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Anything else from you, Bram?
That's it.
Okay. Mong.
All right. I'm going to just step out from where I am, just right here, just a little step, and I'll let one arrow loose, and then I'll let another one after that. Here we go.
So the first arrow will hit.
All right. And I'll add my d6. All right, and I'm going to do one more, and this one's going to be at -5 for the remembering the sharpshooter attack.
Okay, so that will hit. So you deal 19 points of damage. Go ahead and d6.
Yeah.
Extra 3. He is now barely able to stand up. He is looking so weak.
All right.
Else from your mom.
I think that's all. I don't have any other moves to make right now, so I'll stay put.
Cave bear. Okay. You go in and okay. You stab your teeth deep into the flesh of this giant's ankle, and you just start pulling and pulling and pulling, and you manage to actually rip the leg free. He falls, blood spurting out all over the cave bear, as you now have this giant, effectively thigh bone, well, not thigh bone, ankle bone, in your mouth, and a giant dead on the floor before you.
I think, good job, bear. That's how we do it.
With the giant defeated, what do you choose to do?
We either take a short rest or just kind of run like the wind and hope that those two storm giants don't notice us and try to sneak by them. Maybe not run like the wind, but sneak quickly by them before they think anything's too amiss and that their compatriot's been missing for too long.
Whatever we decide to do, we can't stay in this room.
No, definitely not.
Hey, Mong, can you distinguish the differences between giants? I mean, does this look like the one that you think saw you, or does this look like the one that he was talking to?
Would Mong know that? He would.
Mong saw this individual see him, talk to another, and then walk off to investigate. So this is definitely the one that saw him.
So I communicate as such. This is definitely the one that saw me. I don't think he'll be able to tell anything about us anymore. And as I say this, I'm wiping his blood off of my short sword and sheathing it, and I'm going to join the group over here around the collapsed body next to the bear.
Well, still, even if he didn't mention anything to anyone else, the smell will still become a thing here shortly.
Very true.
I'm gonna... Did we loot the body yet?
You have
Oh, yeah.
not looked at the body yet.
I'd like to loot the body very quickly.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sandals.
And that's about it. You could take his weapons that he has on him.
Am I able to recover any of my arrows that were lodged into him?
Yes, you can recover half of the arrows that you had expended.
Okay, thank you.
So you are able to recover, if you wish, his Morning Star and a rock that he has in his pocket. But that's about it.
Is the rock magical?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
All right.
This is the least magical rock you have ever encountered.
All right.
So you think.
So I
So
think.
mundane, it's got to be special.
All right. I say we just we follow Mong, because he scouted it out before, and we just try to go up some stairs and get upstairs. And if they see us, we fight a couple storm giants.
A couple, that one.
Well, we can
was-
also always run away. I still have my bottle. At any moment.
Well, we
can use
came
that.
here for... Well, why don't we... I'm going to go up ahead and lead them to the other staircase. So we're not going to jump right into where those giants are. But I'm going to scout ahead first to see if anything's down in this room getting us. And I'm going to be up in the sky, flying with my boots. If
Right.
anybody wants to follow with, feel free. But I feel like Mong feels like he got us into this mess, so he wants to take the responsibility for any danger that he might be putting his teammates into.
I am going to try to keep an eye on you as far as I can from a good hiding spot.
Cool. So I'm going to poke through here.
Check.
Oh, yes, yeah.
As you're trying to do this quietly. Okay. Flying above the ground, step in. You see that they are no longer staring in your direction right now, though the two giants, instead of being at their posts, are next to one another talking.
So I know where we're looking at the map is below where they have been. Where are they relative? Like which ballista are they next to? The top, the bottom, the middle one?
The middle ballista. They're above it, about 30 foot above the middle ballista.
Okay. So seeing Meva and Harif back there, I'm going to look down at them, point up at the giants there, and then point to the underpass over here. I mean, is that what that is? Is that's below?
Yeah, that dotted line is below the balcony. So if you are on the other side of the dotted line, yep, exactly there.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain nothing could see you.
And I'm going to gesture for them if that they want to follow to stay on this part. And we'll have to see if we can move through the ballista, but just to kind of keep out of sight.
Well,
Okay.
I'll walk on this. I'll go up against the wall and just walk on the ceiling of this balcony, so I could walk just right over the ballista, or help other people get over it without much ado.
Okay, stealth checks for everyone.
Do I need to roll a new one, or am I going to keep my other one?
You keep your 14.
Okay.
16, 12, and 11. All right. So combined, you guys do well. You're not noticed. In fact, you're able to quickly get underneath the shadows, hidden away. The giants haven't seen you. They still chatting away in giant and talking to one another. You make your way around this area past the first ballista. It's not difficult to get past it. You do see that it would be very simple for you to trigger it and fire it, though where the bolt goes, you have no idea.
How simple would it be to deactivate it? Just cut the string or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to deactivate it, you could do.
I'll do that.
Somehow the cave bear has the best stealth outfit.
He's a hunter.
He is from a cave. He knows how to be, in dark, shadowy places.
So while we're all here, Mung is going to start gesturing to all of them. Points to this first set of stairs. Says that's where they've been coming from. That's where all the guards are located. If we go up that way, we're going to have a hard time because the two giants up above us are right around that corner. They'll be able to get to us. And as I cross the ballista... Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to stay close to them so I don't have to shout and be heard. Point to this middle one. Say that's where I think our booty is. Big fancy door up there, and I have a suspicion something important is in that room. It might not be what we're looking for, but it could get us what we're looking for, or it could get us killed. Either way, something important is in that door. And this last door, which you can't really see from where we are, but there's one on the other side of those two doors, leads up to another door, not as ornate, not likely to be guarding something as delicate as what we're looking for. But if it's up here and it's among these other rooms, my suspicion is that there's something in there that as well that could be useful for us, or could be something that we could use to our advantage.
So go ahead and roll me a perception check, Mom.
Yeah, of course.
And Aaron, what are these squares in the middle?
Drains. Well, as you can see, there are puddles. This is just a huge courtyard, effectively. So it's a drain. Mong, you think back. You went up a spiral staircase on the far side, saw a wooden door. You came down, you then warned the giant, effectively, and he came walking along the closest side of the balcony and then appeared around the stairs. You look up now and you see on the opposite side there's an equal door on the exact opposite side that would probably lead towards that set of stairs on the other side.
Oh, I think I misunderstood the description earlier. Okay.
So those two edge doors that you saw, most likely, from what you can see, lead out onto the balcony. You hadn't been able to see it from this vantage point before, so there's no way you could have known that. But now that you see it from this vantage point and you've seen a giant make the use of it, that's what those doors are for.
All right. So I turn to them. Wait. Looking around, I noticed something new. I think both the closer and the further set of stairs is going to bring us up to the balcony where the guards are. Now, it could behoove us to eliminate the guards, but it might be better to remain undetected and try to bolt through the middle flight of stairs up that door and see what it's got for us.
The reason why I don't like the idea of going in through the middle door is that I think it's going to be very well guarded on the other side. It's a very direct, obvious route. The way that I've always done it in my professional career has been to seek a side passage, and the side passages are the side passages. Again, I have the bottle. So long as we stuck next to a wall, they wouldn't be able to see us. We could obscure their sight as we passed, and then we could find a room to hide in.
Well,
Do you think that those are the guards, man, that we should be avoiding? So if you think that the door is guarded, aren't those the guards? And we could just go through the middle door and
Those are not the
successfully
guards I'm
avoid them?
referring to. There are unseen sentries all throughout, and I believe that whatever's behind the big door in the middle, there will be a lot of them. Like, say, a throne room. That's where I'd put a throne room. Outside of the courtyard, first staircase up. Architecturally, that's logical. So, don't want to deal with 12 clown giant guards all at once. And if there's a back way, if we can go around this middle room somehow, or scale the back side of it, then that would be my preference.
Well, yeah, that would be great, but I don't see another way, man.
I was offering we go past the guards that we see.
yes, I think Maeva has the right of it. I think this is the best path to go. Distract them, find a new route if possible.
So
Okay.
we just have to make sure that we keep touching a wall.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe I can help. Maybe my descriptions weren't so great. Balcony is probably about 10 foot wide, and it's a semicircle. At the end of the semicircle, on either side, is a wall with a door. Those doors lead to what you figure lead to those spiral staircases that lead down to where you are. So, skirting past them up these staircases, you would go through the door, be on the balcony. The only way for you to go from there is along the balcony, through the other door, down the spiral staircase on the other side. From what you can see, there doesn't appear to be any additional method of going up. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yes.
Just warning you before you go up expecting another route.
So we don't really have a
Right.
choice, do we?
Well, we have a choice.
The choice is if we face the two giants now, or if we try to simply rush by and bypass them.
Bypass them.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
okay, so there are giants that are guarding a walkway that leads back to where we are right now. So the only thing that we would gain by going up and sneaking by them would be unlocking an achievement of sneaking by giants.
not sneaking by them. If we are to go up the middle stairway, the two giants in the balcony will most likely see all of us, scampering up the staircase. You see
Well,
what I mean?
let's not let them see us.
Precisely. This is what I mean by sneaking by the giants. It is
I
to
see.
get to
Okay.
the big door without drawing their attention.
All right, man, I'm on the same page. Let's do it.
So what are you going to be doing to be able to reach that staircase without being seen by these two guards that are stood above that middle ballista? And
Maeva,
directly
You are This is your area of expertise. I defer to your discretion.
Well, I can see if I can unlock the door first, and then signal y'all to come make a break for it. Or we can all go together, and I can use the bottle. Those are my best ideas.
I have one question about how Pass Without Trace works. It says a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you. So does that only encompass a certain area where the bonus is, or is it affects people that I choose within that area, and then they can go off to do their thing?
So as long as they stay within the area around you, you choose whether or not they get the bonus.
Okay, but if they leave that area after I've cast the spell, they don't have it anymore.
They don't get that benefit after that point.
Okay. So never mind. That won't.
Pass Without a Trace is useful when you have people that are unable to stealth.
Right. But if we're trying to run around and run upstairs, we're covering too much ground for that to be of any use to us.
It's possible
Okay.
if you were to combine the ever-smoking bottle plus the Pass Without Trace, the 5 of you, including the bear, would almost certainly be able to get out without being seen.
I want to hold on to that in case we have to make an escape.
Make it obvious that there's something there.
Yeah. Because I only have 1 second level spell, and I don't want to use it yet in case I need to make us sneaky later. Okay, so yeah, I'd say our yeah, I think we just go for it.
Okay. And if we get caught, then I'll use the bottle, and we'll just barrel through.
Well, yep.
Before we sneak, should we cut the ropes on these ballistas in case we gotta retreat so that they can't get us?
Could you think I don't think the ballista are not meant for tiny people. For attacking tiny people.
Yeah, but if we were gonna fly away, we'd be flying away on larger things.
If that makes you guys feel good, I'll go do that real quick.
I've already taken care of this first one. That only remains the other 2.
Okay, I'll go take care of that real quick.
Okay.
Well, if you're concerned about being caught, and we know this one's already taken care of, we could just ensure that we fly away in this direction so that they can, knowing that this one ballista is sabotaged.
Okay.
So remember, when you come out, fly northwest.
Yeah.
Okay, so you skirt yourselves around, I believe, or are you going to dive from that point? I guess the distance is more or less the same, regardless of which direction you come. All right.
Sneaky, like along the wall.
Let's see.
All right. Since you will be breaking out into the open, visible, I will need everyone to roll stealth checks again.
Did you say stealth checks?
Yes, please.
Hey, Bram didn't tank it.
So as you're moving across, and the cave bear starts makes a bit of noise as it steps, you look instinctively up towards the giants, hoping that they didn't see. And sure enough, you look up, and what you actually see is they start shoving each other. And they almost look aggressive towards one another, like insults and all kinds of hand signals flying back and forth between the two of them. Something distracted them. They both rolled a 2.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh.
Terrible. All right. So you pause, you see, okay, let's go. You run up, you manage to get up the staircase out of view of the cloud giants before having drawn any attention. Well done to all of you. You get up to the door, huge door, the gold door. Give it a push. It is locked.
Naturally.
What would you guys like to do?
I'm going to listen for something, since I did not do that before, and we should probably see if there's something on the other side.
Make a perception check. Okay.
Meh.
You swear you hear singing on the other side.
Oh. I just look. I turn over. There's someone on the other side. I hear singing.
Singing like one person singing drunkenly to himself, or like a production of Camelot from Spamalot.
Please be the latter.
We like
Go
to sing
ahead,
and
make
dance a lot.
a perception check as well to see what you can figure out from the sounds.
Oh, that was Matt. Sorry.
So you hear the same thing. You're pretty sure it's just one voice. It's got a feminine tone to it, but you can't tell what she's singing.
Oh, this just a side thought. Since we heard the name of this giant before, would there be any kind of knowledge that we could roll to see if any of us have heard of her, or would we have not heard of her before?
Roll a history check.
Okay. No, I haven't. Okay.
Bram knows of her as one of the giant lords, but that's about it.
Okay.
So this door is locked and you hear the sounds of singing on the other side. What do you choose to do?
Shall I?
I believe so.
Before Maeva acts, I put my hand on her shoulder, say, "Hey, man, I have faith in you. You could do it."
I feel all bolstered.
You have a D4 if you need it.
Thanks.
With the druid watching your back, go ahead and throw up a Thieves' Tools check. Thankfully, there is no such thing as a nat 1 critical fail on a skill check. So go ahead and roll a D4. 14. Okay. You play with it a bit. The lock doesn't want to budge.
If that is the case, then I think I will use a luck, because we need to get past this door.
Okay. So using luck to re-roll. And you just flip to the scores effectively. Right. So you focus, you're struggling, then you come on. Clicks. And the door is now free to move open. You push it open.
No, I'm going to let someone else do that, and I'm going to step aside.
Okay.
I presume, like the other ones, this is a door that has like 5 feet of clearance between the ceiling and the door.
Yeah.
I'm back up on the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm flying back up too.
I guess I'll push open the door.
Bram pushes open the door with a bear next to him, everyone else in their various different locations. You push open the door and you see a luscious looking garden out in the open air. Immediately in front of you to the left, you see this beautiful ornate water feature. And stood next to the water feature, singing a happy little tune, is this giantess with, I would say, a masquerade mask type thing on a stick in front of her face, singing away to herself in her garden.
Is she singing in giant, or is she singing in a language one of us knows?
Giant.
Ah.
We'll take a 15-minute break.
Okay.
All right.
Be back in 15 minutes. Okay, welcome back, everyone, as we resume where we were. The party, along with their cave bear friend, had just entered through the large, ornate golden doors and seen the tall female cloud giant singing away, playing with her little mask in amongst her garden. Currently, Bram is in front of the door with a cave bear to his side. Herif is on the ceiling, upside down, spider climbing, looking through the doorframe. Mong is in a similar position next to him, but flying. Maeva, where are you? Just down a couple steps.
Well, it depends on which way the door opened. I was I was wanting to try to get into it, into the spot behind the door. So I guess I'm standing right in the doorway, since it opens like that. If it opens out, then I'm over here.
Yeah, it opens out. There's a small lip that you could stand behind. So, if the hinges were on the other side of the door and it opens out that way, you will see that it's got a bit of space where the door will still be straight. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be my instinct to crush myself into that tiny little corner.
You hide in that tiny little corner as the Countess is singing to herself, playing amongst the flowers. Yep.
Is she wearing the mask?
She's not wearing this mask.
And
she is holding a mask in front of her face, which is on a stick that she's just kind of waving about in front of her. Make perception checks, though, everyone.
Is she looking towards us?
Right now, she's looking at the flowers in the bush that she's next to.
At least, I think that's what she said. My perception roll is so bad that could be something else happening entirely as well.
So you notice that while she is looking at the the bush that's next to her, just next to the bush, in this position, there is a pedestal. It's not on the map, but there is a stone pedestal that goes up to about 15 foot high, and resting on top of that stone pedestal is a crown made out of black bone.
I'm gonna look around to see if any of my cohorts are looking in my direction.
So,
No? Okay.
none of them.
Is there a tiny pebble on the ground that I can pick up and chuck at Harith?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna do that to try to get his attention.
Okay, so you throw it up. Harith, regardless of whether or not it hits you, she will draw your attention.
And I'm gonna be like,
Sorry, I didn't have the right screen up. I didn't see what you did.
I went like this.
Mask is that way.
And
Do I
then
see the mask?
And then I'm going to stealthily dive around the doorway and try to roll into this bramble of pumpkins.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check as you attempt to do that. Yes, Harith, you now see that, as well as the Countess, you see 70 foot ahead of you is the black crown.
I am going to use Step of the Wind, just use a key point to dash and double my jump distance just to run over there and grab it as fast as I can. Hopefully before the giantess has time to react.
Okay.
I'm also going to use my dash to get over towards the bush, as everybody else is leaving. Seems like a wise choice.
Okay, so everyone that steps through the doorway has to roll a stealth check.
Technically, I flew through the doorway. I didn't step through. So is that an okay...
Lawyered.
Question. Roll with... No, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Yeah.
All right. So, while the druid and Ron and even Ben manage to make their way around, Harith, dashing out in the open, straight away, you draw her attention. She stops singing immediately as you're stepping through.
I'm not stepping, I'm dashing. We're starting at a sprint.
As you're running through, she stops singing immediately and goes to intercept you. So go ahead and roll initiative. Just Herif.
Okay.
No surprise round, huh?
We'll see who acts
Oh,
quick. Wow.
oh, that's hers. Okay.
Wow. Okay, so Herif, you were able to act first in this contest. So you run. How far can you get?
I can. A dash is double my movement speed. So, and this lets me move. I can use dash as a bonus action. So, as a bonus action, I can move 80 feet, which I'm not exactly sure on the map where the thing is, but if it's about 70 feet there, but I can run halfway and then jump, and my jump height is doubled, I should be able to jump up to 20 feet, no problem. So I'm just going to leap and bound on that thing, grab the crown, and then as my action, I'm going to go from there and just dive behind some pumpkins and try to hide behind some giant pumpkins in the patch.
Okay. So your move and your action involves you. Your move and your bonus action involve you dashing. You run up, leap, to jump up the height and grab it. Go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check. All right. Let you choose. Acrobatics. Okay, fine. You leap up, you roll, you grab the crown, and then you dive into the pumpkin patch. You don't have the action economy to be able to hide, but you are.
How big are these pumpkins?
Bigger than you.
I mean, the hope is to get behind one.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, not to take an active hide action, but just break line of sight.
She immediately, as you are doing so, runs to follow you. All right. Yeah. As you dive in, she shouts out, "Oh, where are you going? Hello? Hello?"
Maybe she's friendly.
You can talk to her then.
No, I'm not good at talking to people. Just since we're kind of within and near, kind of behind the bushes, did we see any of this happen with Herif grabbing the mask, or were those blocking our view?
The bushes were blocking your view. He ran at the same time as you guys dashed off to the other side.
Okay.
He disappeared out of view. Next thing you hear is him crashing through the brambles and the bushes, and this giantess shouting, "Hello."
Okay.
What would you guys like to do?
Well, if Bram knows that we have the mask and there is a giant nearby, he would.
Are we
suggest...
sure? Are we sure this is the mask?
So, Herif, it feels magical in your fingers. What the magical effect on this mask is, you don't know, but it feels magical.
Sure.
I know a way you can find that out.
What were you
Survive and then have someone look at it?
What were you gonna do, Bram?
I mean, sure.
Is that we could get away. If we have the mask, we could get away. I could summon some owls and fly us away, and we can get away right now.
We don't know that he has the mask yet.
That's what I'm saying. If Bram knew that,
Yeah.
that's what he would do.
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there before too much time has passed and Aaron decides that we haven't done anything. So Bram
Right.
is going to be perceptive, and if he notices Herif has the mask, he will conclude that we need to get out. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm going to move. I'm going to try to move towards where I heard Herif crash. I'm sure this is not easy terrain to get through, but I'm going to try to do it sneakily so that she doesn't notice me. So
you're trying to break through the brambles and make your way towards where Herif is.
Yeah.
You've got the movement speed. You're able to do it.
Okay.
You can hear her clearly shouting, Hello, strange little people. Why did you come to my home? Hello.
Maeva feels awful.
Have you come for a show?
Right. Now, look at Harif and I guess Harif, are you holding the mask or like how do you have it?
I mean, I didn't put it on. That's the
Right.
question.
Right.
So,
Look at you, Harif, the mask. Very quietly, kind of gesture for us to go out the other way so we can get some kind of eyesight to the guys that are in the back.
so I'm going to point at our boots and then gesture straight over the wall. Why go back through when we can just leave?
Oh, I have.
I mean, unlawful evil. We don't have to stay for Maeva
We are.
and
We
Brom.
are. The mission is what's important here, not the.
That's right. That's right.
Not the friendships.
They would be fulfilling only their duties by sacrificing their lives to give you and I time to escape with us. Then.
That's true. That's
I'd
true.
like everyone to roll perception checks.
Yeah.
Harif, you notice that it sounds like the Countess is casting a spell.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I run. If we're not-
Wait, before.
Let's just go, man. Let's go. No time to wait. She's casting a spell.
I'm gonna chase after him because he's being a dingus, and I'm not getting caught here by myself when she hasn't even noticed that I'm here yet.
So where are you going, Matthew?
I am just going to go. What's the closest way? Oh, that's not the right button. What? Yes. Okay. What is the closest way I can get to a wall? It's all about 30 feet. Right here's 25 feet. I'm going to run straight to the wall and then walk straight down it on the outside.
Okay. You run up to the wall and whack. You hit into something you can't see that just stops you from getting past that barrier.
Run back into the cabbage patch.
As you are running back into the cabbage patch, I would like everyone that's near the cabbage patch, but this doesn't actually touch Maeva, Bram, or the cave bear. Just
good. So
Harry and Monk.
race.
They're over there.
Race.
I would like Herif and Monk to make wisdom saving throws against becoming charmed.
Okay.
What is her spell save DC?
I got a 16. Mon got a 15. Let's find out.
If I use one of my lucks. I can choose to use my original roll, right? I'm trying to scan it real quick.
The lucky feat, I believe, you choose to roll, and you have to take the new roll.
Oh, shoot.
So what you gonna do?
I will. I'm gonna keep where I am. I'll keep the 15.
Okay. So the two of you see a twisting pattern of beautiful colors that just seem to emanate from the pumpkins themselves, and the whole patch just looks beautiful and wonderful and charming, and you are charmed by...
That's a high DC.
Come out, wherever you are, little one.
So, I'd like to do something.
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
I'm going to use a dash action in addition to some of my cunning action dash in order to go rip the mask out of Harif's hands.
Absolutely. Oh, we lost.
Yeah.
Lost him again. Okay. Herif, how intent are you on keeping hold of the...
Well, this is the question. So charmed creatures can't attack the charmer or target them with a harmful ability, and the charmer has advantage on any ability checks for interaction, right? So she can't. I'm not compelled or anything like that.
No, you're not compelled.
Oh, well then can I get...
Sorry, I just came back. What happened as a result of that spell?
You're charmed. That's all.
Okay.
But
Which means a charmed creature cannot attack the charmer, and then the charmer gets advantage on social rolls.
Okay, that's not the worst.
No, it's not.
All right. So since he's not stunned or anything, can I only move 60? First, it's only like 30 feet.
Only 30 foot.
Yeah, and then beg him with gestures to give me the mask. I can move really fast.
Oh, yeah. You run through the trees. You're able to get through the bushes and.
No, I'm telling
past
Harif, I can run really fast. Give me the freaking mask.
Maeva, my sweet. Remember that time you stabbed me in the back? Literally?
No.
Here you go. I'll give you the mask.
Thank you. And then I'm going to uncork the bottle and
There is
make a break for the door.
You cannot get out the normal way. You must leave through the door.
I know.
If you fail in this, I will come for you and kill you.
Did you forget I'm a thief? That's like my profession. This is my thing.
All the more reason to kill you for incompetence should you fail.
Oh my goodness. You're just nitpicking now. Alright, so I got there.
The dragon mask in hand, you're uncorking the ever-smoking bottle, starts spreading out with a fog of black smoke that starts to just seep out of the pumpkin patch, almost like it's bleeding this strange little fog as you dash towards the door, right?
And I've gotten right back to where I was. That's it.
Perfect. So you are now hidden. You have the thing. The whole area is just heavily obscured with both the fog from the bottle and the pumpkin patch. You guys are struggling to be able to see a thing in there. Sensory calls back out. If you've come to play, I'd love to put on a show for you all. Come on, let's go sit down.
Harif, do you want to go listen to the show? It sounds like a good idea. I don't know. I think I want to listen.
Well, I guess is she trying to interact socially with us to convince us to?
Yes.
I mean, we're charmed by her. I feel like it's
we get to resist a little bit, but
I know.
I mean, you're right. That sounds fun. That sounds nice. And importantly, if we distract her, that's good for us. Like, Maeva needs to get out of here. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go check out the show. Maybe it'll be.
I whisper to my cave bear.
Peek a little bit out.
And I point. And I tell, go over towards the door and then run towards the giant.
Okay, so you want the cave bear to just run straight towards the giant.
Well, first towards the door and then towards the giant.
Okay, cool. So while he's running to the door and, running towards the door, Countess Sansora is making her way back towards the water feature, beckoning the two of you out of the... Well, she doesn't know there's two of you, but beckoning you out of the little patch. Are you following her out? Herif and Mung, are you following her out of the patch?
Yeah, I thought we agreed that we were gonna if she wanted us to come out and sit down, we would.
So she hurries you out, she brings you towards the water feature, and she sits down on the water feature towards you as you're stood in front of her. Now, because of her being sat down, you guys stood up. It's not so much even, but she's not too much taller than you now. She starts telling her story when suddenly a bear The bear starts rushing forward.
Does she get any of her story out before a bear hits her? It was like, once upon a time. Ah!
She starts, I would like to start a story about the wonderful time in which I defeated all the dragons. And roar,
Roar!
a bear comes charging through towards it. What is she going to do in response to this bear? Okay.
What's happening to us right now that we're with her, listening to her show?
So you guys are trying to listen to her tell a story while suddenly a cave bear is charging past you. How far can the cave bear move in one turn?
40 feet.
40 feet. Okay, so it would have to be a move and a dash to get up to him. Did you tell the bear to attack or just run at her?
I didn't tell it to attack. I assumed he would be attacked and therefore would be defending himself.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't expect him to live very long, in other words.
Okay, exactly. Because as the bear, and you guys are just kind of watching this happen, she's not aggressive towards you guys. So unless you want to get involved in combat, I'm not going to have you roll initiative. However, once the bear gets up close to her, she is going to point a finger at the bear. Bad bear, disturb my story. Bad bear. I'd like the bear to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Okay.
He does a barrel roll.
I should give you disadvantage for that.
You mispronounced inspiration.
Thanks.
Okay. You wouldn't believe the amount of ones I just rolled. Yeah. She cast a lightning bolt at him. This enormous lightning bolt that directs straight through the cave bear, ignoring the two that are enchanted by her, straight towards the door, and it deals 17 points of lightning damage. Out of 8d6, I rolled 17. So he takes 17 points. That's terrible. That's the end of her turn, but now they are aggressive to one another. What's the bear going to be doing now?
Without instructions, he should be just defending himself.
Okay, so he will continue to attack and she will start to defend herself. In which case, I would like everyone to roll initiative. As she now thinks she's in danger. Everyone that wishes to get involved. That is.
I would like to make saving throws against being charmed.
Go ahead.
I don't necessarily.
No, don't.
Insofar as getting an initiative order, so I have a chance to do that, I mean.
I don't really want to get involved. I just want to run away.
And that's fine. Every turn, I will ask you what you're doing.
Cool.
If you're not getting involved in the combat, that's fine. Unfortunately, Hypnotic Pattern does not say you get... In fact, while charmed by this spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Oh,
So
all right.
strictly
So
just follow her command completely. Well, strictly speaking, you're stunned and you're unable to move, but we're going to, because I forgot that bit, flare it up and say that she beckoned you and encouraged you to follow.
sure.
Right, so in which case, Mong, go ahead and roll me initiative. There we go. Cool. So Mong and Herif are both incapacitated. Cave Bear.
I got a 14.
Cave Bear. Okay, so you are rolling. Okay. What is the Cave Bear going to be doing? Oh, he's attacked. Okay, cool. So with a 16 to hit her, The 16 does hit, 6 points of piercing damage. Then the 25 claw attack does hit for another 14 points. Slashing damage. Ram, you see that the cave bear is in combat. He is being attacked. The two companions of yours are incapacitated, unable to do anything, and Maeva is making her way towards the door. What are you going to do?
I do not know that there's any sort of force field protecting anyone, so I am going to I'm going to conjure animals and conjure 8 giant owls, which will make the cave bear disappear.
Okay. Cave bear disappears. 8 giant owls appear, and they do manage to make their way. Giant owls, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are they going to be?
So I summon them in this general area, and I direct 4 of them to attack the giant lady, and then the other 4, I point, say, you take me, you take Maeva, you take Harif, and you take Mong. Obviously, they don't know names. I'm pointing, but you grab them and fly. Is basically what I'm telling them.
Maeva's all like,
You should have control over those tokens, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Okay. Cool.
we'll just- So I don't know if you want to give them 1 initiative roll and they'll all act on that initiative.
Let's do that. You
it's
get
the
an 8.
way that
Uh,
minor elementals works.
okay, so they will act on 8.
Okay. Then is that it for you, Bram?
Yes.
Okay. Maeva, what are you doing?
I'm gonna tell Bram that I'm going for Felgalos, and then I'm going to book it for the door using dash in addition to bonus action. Make it past out of all the smoke and through the door. Probably cork the bottle on the way out, and I'll be off the map at that point.
So you're going to start running, go off the map. As you say Felgalos, I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw.
Ooh, inspiration.
Yeah.
Go ahead and use inspiration.
Much better.
Okay. Cool. Maeva, as you speak the name of a dragon that is in the vicinity, you feel a sudden urge coming from the crown, making you want to put it on. You don't feel any negative effects would occur. In fact, you felt that something attempted to check your resolve, almost. And you feel a positive force coming from this desire to put it on. Do you put on the dragon crown?
I am a slave to my desires, and I want the power.
Okay. Slip on the dragon crown, which immediately shrinks down to your shape. You feel a rush of emotion and intelligence, and then just a voice in your mind go, "Whoa,
Whoa.
good." The voice that you're hearing is Felgalos's voice. Like, this is weird. How are you doing this?
I'm coming to get you.
Okay.
We'll explain everything on the ride out.
All right. This is totally weird.
Hey, while I have you, do you know anything about this force field up here? We're on the top floor.
There's only one way to get out. That's through the landing pad. Yeah.
Do I see a landing pad?
You remember the landing pads
Oh, okay.
that
All
were
the way down. Okay.
down all the way on the ground.
Okay.
How did you connect with me? And then by this time, this is the end of the 6-second time, but you will have been able to run out of the door by this point.
I'll be down.
Okay. So at the end of your turn is Countess Sensori's turn. And what she is going to do is cast Ice Storm. So a hail of rock-hard ice pounds to the ground in a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range. That point within range happens to be about there. So a 20-foot radius will catch all creatures, including those that are incapacitated. So this will knock you out of the charm.
Oh, good.
About that. But I need everyone to roll dexterity saving throws. But currently, since you guys are still charmed and incapacitated, you will fail this.
I think we would fail even with those rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. These are all for the giant owls. Okay.
Yep.
Anyone
they're whispered.
A 17 or lower, which happens to be everyone.
Yep.
Takes 2d8 bludgeoning damage, which is 16 points of bludgeoning damage, as these hails of rock just collide and embed themselves.
You said 17?
16.
16. And 12 points of cold damage.
Oh, well, I'm negative.
You're unconscious?
Yep.
Oh. Okay. How are all the owls doing?
That would kill them all.
Okay.
What spell
I'm
is
at
that?
9. I'm at 9 points.
That is Ice Storm.
Ice Storm. Okay, yeah. Ooh, guys, you shouldn't be fighting her.
Oh, well.
She wanted to play.
Some of us tried to go and jump off of the side of the building to no avail.
At the end of her turn, she turns to you two. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. Those vile little creatures just got in the way. Now, as everything's calmed down, are we ready to hear my story?
So Mong's
Does
unconscious.
she seem at all put out that Mong is just on the ground like, oh.
Oh, yeah. What do I roll? Do I roll anything right now that I'm...
So that's the end of her turn. On your turn now,
Yeah.
Mom, you need to roll me a death saving throw.
What is that on? Do I just click death saves or do I click...
Dex saves. Death saves.
Okay.
It's one success. Good job.
Great.
Herif, you're not charmed. Mong is down. You can see that quite clearly. She's crazy. You can see that quite clearly. But she's also extremely powerful. What would you like to do?
Am I standing next to Mong?
Yes, more or less.
Lawful evil. Bound by personal code, I guess.
We are part of the same order. So
we are
might
part of the
play.
same order, but I would note that I would die to recover an ancient relic, and the ancient traditions of worship and sacrifice must be preserved. I will use a key point to get my Step of the Wind, and I will pick him up, and then as my bonus action, I'll use my dash to just try to book it out the door with Mong over my shoulder.
Okay. I'm going to need you to roll either an athletics or an acrobatics check, as she's going to attempt to opportunity attack grapple you so that she can keep you to play.
Matt, do you have a lucky feat? Maybe you could.
No, I do not have a lucky feat.
As she reaches down to grab you, she falls over. She
Oh,
rolls
good.
Yeah. Somebody rolled in that one.
So you were able to book it past her, carrying Mong on your shoulder, the unconscious Mong.
I can get 80 feet. So that gets us out the door.
Okay.
From there, I think.
Bram, alone on the top of the garden.
Man, that wasn't cool what you did to those owls. Oh, she didn't see me, so I'm still hidden. I'm gonna move and dash for 60 feet of 60 feet of movement. That's unfortunate. So I will get right to the door, and then as a bonus action, use Healing Word to heal the unconscious Mong.
Nice.
Okay.
And I will act like a tree.
And leave?
Would like to, yeah.
All right. Cool. So at the end of your turn, Maeva, you are now racing down. You're not much further ahead of them, but you are on your way out. You've by now come to the bottom of the staircase. You can see the two giants are no longer bickering. Are you attempting to get past them quietly?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
You got it.
All right. Cool. See how they do. They do see you as you book it past, but with their position, they start kicking into action to jump down, but they're nowhere near you. You can keep moving around.
I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to contact Felgalos one more time and be like, could you, if you needed to, use your breath weapon?
Yeah, I'm little stuck.
I'm coming for you.
Okay.
I'll get you unstuck.
It was the Griffin's fault.
Oh no! What?
Saying.
Tell me what's happening. Now.
You get an image in your mind of Felgalos somehow head inside one of the Griffin cages, all four limbs trapped inside the others, with the metals just cramped around him, and all five of the Griffins sitting on his back.
Oh no!
It was an accident. Swear.
Can't you break that place apart? No. Use this dragon.
So, Count Sansori sees a tree and thinks, what does a tree need? Tree needs my attention. So she moves forward 40 foot to there.
Well, she does think he's a tree, though.
Well, maybe. We'll see. She's a bit nuts. Right. So, Bram, you see her focusing, shifting her hands around, and as she lifts one hand up, a spectral, kind of ethereal image of a hand appears in front of you as she casts Bigby's hand. And she's using the forceful hand version of it. The hand will attempt to push you 5 feet towards her. I need you to make a athletics check. So, what's the strength score? The strength of 26.
+8.
So that's a +8. Well, don't know if you can see that, but it's supposed to be the 4.
Oh, good.
And got a 12. The thing pushes against you, and you're just able to push through it. Bigby's hand failed. The silly little toy things. You're just not having fun with me anymore. All right. Mong, death saving throw, please.
Oh no, he healed me. He was healing word on me, so I'm good to go.
Your hair of shoulders, though. What would you like?
Well,
to do?
yes, I am going to get myself out of his shoulders. I mean, I'm not going to fight him for it. I imagine if he sees that I'm able to move, I wouldn't be resisting much. But I'm going to get myself out and ask Maeva which way she's planning to go. Straight down, or are we going somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm still headed down because the landing pad is the only way out.
Right.
So I've been told.
Then I'm going to, let's see, what kind of action did it take to get out of Harris' hold?
With the fact that your boots allow you to fly,
yeah.
Onwards.
Great. Then I'm going to use, I'm going to keep moving towards the stairs to get out of here. So that's this door right in front of us, is that right? Or is it to the side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ignore the rest of the map that you can see.
Okay.
So you dash through the doors. Initiative's kind of broken at this point. You guys are just rushing away. She's going to be hot on your tail, as are any other giants that start coming your way. So you all start pushing as quick as you can back round the path. During that time, ahead of the lot of them, Maeva, quick footing, you manage to make your way back to, and I will pull the map to it so that we can see you down here. Can you see this part of the map, or are you?
It's dark right now because we're not.
So let me pull you all in. There you go. All right. So the image that you see now at this point is the dragon somehow has managed to break open all of the cages. All of the griffins are just having a laugh and having a wonderful time playing around, while he's been trapped by some of the metal forms. Like it was an accident, I swear.
Are the griffins still chained? Is anything keeping them where they are?
Still have chains that keep them in place.
How big are the windows in this room?
So the 2 landing strips, which from what Maeve understands are the only ways out of here, are good 15 foot wide, 30-something foot tall.
On a spot, could the dragon conceivably leave through those?
Yes, easily.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to see if I can approach one of the griffins that's on his back and do it with the intent to unchain him from their tethers so that they'll just leave.
Okay, you'll have to roll an animal handling check.
Okay. I have no bonuses.
And on the way over, I was just cast a Cure Wounds on myself, just to get a little more boosting up. So let me see.
So a couple seconds after Maeva is trying to struggling against these chains, you guys burst through the doorway, see her struggling with this griffin.
What are we doing? Are we using the griffin to fly, or are we using the dragon to fly, or how are we getting out of here, man?
Well, we can take anything to fly, but I want a dragon.
Run up
Omi.
to the dragon. Run up to the dragon. You are a foolish dragon, but we had a deal that you would fly away and carry us away for your liberation. Do you still abide by that deal?
Yes.
Then I use my hands and I chop at the metal, because I'm a monk and that is how I deal with things. Cha cha cha.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Seeing that that is ineffective, I pull out my sword and I begin to hack at things.
There we go. Make an attack. So,
Attack? Okay.
yeah. All right. So with 9 points of piercing damage, you shove it into one of the chains, parts of the metal that's around and trapping him down, and you shift it off. You break it enough that he is able to get now his head free. Much better. He starts to stretch, shove things off, shake it all about, and he does the okey-dokey, and all of the metal cages just fly across the room as he spreads his wings. In his full glory, so to speak, this golden dragon stands on its hind legs. I could do with a fly.
Is he gold
What about you?
or is he bronze?
Ooh,
There's a big difference. I think
yes,
he's bronze.
double check. He looks golden.
The image is a bronze.
Is it?
Yeah, he's got green tips. As opposed to gold being gold.
Bronze.
Sorry.
No, you're right to double check me on this sort of stuff.
Because if he's gold, then I think that he can like turn us all invisible as we leave. And
He's bronze, sorry. He is a adult bronze dragon.
That's right, it's dragon.
no cool things.
Everyone, the medieval equivalent of a bus is leaving. Everyone get on board.
Okay, Felgalos, listen to me. One of the ballista is sabotaged. It's the one on the north side. So once we leave, we'll follow that path and stay within the sights of that one ballista. That way they can't shoot us down.
Okay.
Let's do
As
it.
you command. Right.
Climb up.
You all climb up on top of him. Maeva, sat on top of the bronze dragon with the crown on your head. Not only do you feel special, because hey, that's kind of cool. You actually feel a moment of attunement go on between you and the dragon.
Ooh.
You can see through his eyes, hear through his ears. Like you, if you wish, could almost take on the all of the senses of the dragon as he starts packing up and flying away with everyone on the back. He launches out of the thing with a great big stretch of his wings, then flies immediately underneath the castle to avoid those ballistae, and following your orders, heads out to the north. It doesn't take long for more of the cloud giants to now start doing similar maneuvers. They're going to be hot on your tail, but go ahead and roll stealth checks as you are making your way through the cloud.
This would be a good time to use a level 2 spell slot. Just
I know. I will be casting Pass Without Trace on this right now, actually.
And that guidance was for the dragon. It's like, I have faith in you, mighty beast.
Okay. So, in a post-heist movie montage, you all glide in amongst the trees, not the trees, the clouds, and almost stop as you sense the cloud giants pass by you, and then you backtrack and head another direction. You are free now, riding along the back of this bronze dragon that is completely under Maeva's control. You fly down, ignoring the city of Parnast, because that wasn't the plan. You head towards the town that you had been instructed to go to, which was... We double check. Map up. Right. The instructions were to fly 100 miles northwest towards Lork. As the dragon comes down and starts closer and closer to the city of Lork, you see as much as sense, especially Maeva does, that there is a huge shadow immediately behind you that starts making its way further and further closer towards you. Cresting out of the clouds, coming into full view, is this enormous red dragon. You've never seen a dragon as big as this. He just nods at Felgalos. Maeva, you immediately feel he is being commanded by this dragon to set down. And there's a moment of almost contested control in it. Like, if you really tried, you might be able to keep control of Felgalos other than this dragon, but you follow the instructions and settle down off to the side of the road. As the dragon sits down, you see a cloaked figure step off the back of this massive red dragon. This long black-robed figure wearing a dragon cultist mask steps towards the four of you. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Well done. I can see by Maeva that you have collected what was desired of you.
I'm going to take it off.
Thank you. Grabs it and hands it to the dragon himself. The dragon looks over it in his tight, huge hands. Very good. Very good. Thank you for your service to the cult. Your mission is done. But for one last question. Where are the others?
The papers from the book that I tore out, I'm going to retrieve them from wherever they were. So we found this information about the others in there. We believe there's one at Neverwinter, one at Waterdeep, one at Maelstrom, and one that still remains unknown. And I hand the papers over so they can use them if they might be able to get more information out of it than we were.
Okay. The cultist that's talking to you looks at this paper. So, Maelstrom, you say? Interesting. Right. We're going to need to find a way to get into Maelstrom. I know of only one way that that's possible. Do any of you know what Maelstrom is? Okay. Go ahead and, just for the sake of it, roll me a history check. Let's see if there's even a chance.
Oh, nat 20, nat 20, nat 20. Here we go. Yeah.
Well, we're pretty well in line, though, at least.
That's okay. Few people do know. Maelstrom is the court of the Storm Kings. The Storm Giant King. There is only one way to gain access to the Storm Giant King's court, and that is through one of his conscious of teleportation. I will not need your services for now. I will follow a lead that the great Clouth has shared with me about acquiring such an item, and you will be called upon later to aid in the acquisition of such. With that... Oh, go ahead.
May I ask a question, my lord?
Yes.
I'm just curious. Why do the giants have dragon masks? Aren't they like natural enemies?
It is an insult to everything that is glorious about dragonkind that the giants have a hold of them.
Oh, how embarrassing
They
for
try
us.
to keep the crowns out of our hands for one purpose and one purpose alone: to slow down our plans, our glorious plans, to summon Tiamat herself.
They will be inevitably defeated for our cause is glorious.
It's preordained.
And you fade to black as the flashback finishes, and viewers and players alike now gain the insight to why Brassic is aiding you all.
Ew.
And we will end the session there, guys.
Right.
With this flashback sequence. Next week, because we are still down a player, we will...
Sorry, that's going to be my fault.
Oh, I'm out too next week.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel less bad then.
To an additional flashback sequence, but in this case, we will actually do a one-shot adventure where we explore Artyr's backstory. What makes Artyr himself, this mysterious 1T paladin warlock barbarian that suddenly came out of nowhere? Where did he come from?
Oh, is he a paladin warlock barbarian?
Join us next time to enjoy that section. The audio would have been from Sirenscape. I would please encourage anyone that's interested in listening to some really good audio for these kinds of games to check out Sirenscape. The link is in the Twitch channel below. If you wish to communicate with us at all, we are all variously on Twitter, but you can contact Crituitous RP at Crituitous RP on Twitter, or me personally at Teo the DM. Until next time, bye.